Hello everyone! Welcome back to this game! When we last left off, we're making pretty good progress. Only got 2 more levels left in the game. Let's start with Hurricane Heights. Let me see if anything interesting appears in the little tips section. We already know Noodle can't drown. And it says something about the gates that we've been traveling through. But it finished loading before I could read it all. Maybe there was a little bit of story there. We haven't had a whole lot in regards to story in this game. We know that we're trying to collect keystones in order to open up the gates. And we know there's some bird flying around scattering the keystones. And the deity of each region is thankful that we're collecting the keystones. Although the reason we're collecting the keystones is so that we can teleport around and not be permanently stuck on these islands. That would be one heck of cabin fever. Okay, let me first see if there's anything down here. Yeah, there's one of these orbs. And I think that's it down there. Let me take another look. Nope, does not appear to be like a secret passage or anything. So which way do I want to go first? Yeah, let's go this way. So as a reminder, in this last region, Noodle is able to help us because the updrafts are just that strong. Am I sure I wanted to come this way? Oh, let me guess. There's orbs down there. Well, nothing. We got a checkpoint here. Oh no. Gonna want to be careful here. That's a strong wind. Come on, tail, don't fail me now. Yay! Okay, concentrate. I was kind of hoping to get up there before this came down. Yeah, Lit's asking me what I was saying earlier about being poisonous. I was trying not to fall to my death, but now we're on solid ground. Floating island aside. So, yeah. So it turns out, judging by Noodle's coloring and pattern, that he is a coral snake, which is a poisonous kind of snake. Which is interesting because it's not really a factor in this game. In fact, one of those little tip bubbles that appear on the loading screen mentions that Noodle is a vegetarian. That's kind of interesting. And that's not the only reason I wanted to bring this up. Just give me a moment to... Huh. That is some strong wind. Okay, there's gotta be a reason I'd want to land on that. So, here I go. There's a coin down here, isn't there? It's probably a good thing that Noodle is a vegetarian. First off, there's the arcade mode, which is unlocked after you're beating each level. Each level has an arcade version where you're collecting fruit. Which would explain why he's not eating meat. More importantly, it explains why he's not eating Doodle. What am I supposed to do to get out of here? Oh, updraft. That's how we get out of here. Thank goodness for updrafts. But first things first, I'm getting this again. It is kind of a shame that him being a venomous snake doesn't come into play. I suppose it probably helps that he doesn't appear to have any teeth, that I can tell. Yeah, I'd say he's got no teeth. He is a happy, gummy snake. Even if he did have teeth, though, he wouldn't have very many. That's one interesting thing about snakes. If they got teeth, they got maybe 2, 4 at the most. Imagine having a snake mouth. Being a snake and just having only a few teeth. Well, even despite having teeth, it doesn't stop them from being able to go sss. Okay, is there anything else over here? No. Yeah, vocals would be a whole lot different. Language, that is, if people were snakes. Don't even get me started on sign language. Okay, there's a checkpoint there. So what I'm gonna want to do is drop onto these, quickly make my way across. And thankfully, my tail was very helpful in that situation, so I don't have to go back for that orb. If I'm lucky, that'll happen again as we go across here. Oh, this is more complicated. Of course it is. Well, here goes. Okay. Come on, tail. Yay! Lit says that he thinks it would be fun to go sss, especially flicking your tongue. Yeah, that would be interesting. I'm missing something. I don't want to go that way yet. You know what would be really interesting? Not just flicking your tongue, but smelling with your tongue. With the Jacobson organ and that sort of thing. Okay, this is the second time in the entire game in which I have no control over the camera. I know for snakes that smelling is functionally different. Actually, I want to go back up there. I feel like there's something else up there. But I wonder if smell is perceived different as well. I feel like it would be. No, I guess there wouldn't be anything else up here since I can't move the camera to check. Unless I can move it up here? Nope. There's nothing else up here because I can't check up there. I have made a grave error.
Whoa.
Ow! Ugh! I felt that one. Now I have to get this thing again. Watch it be not as going well this time as it did the first time. Wait. I might get it. No, my tail was not as helpful that time. It's still down here, right? Yeah, there it is. Huh. So the entire time I could have just wrapped around the platform like that. Okay, while I appreciate the use of that sticker, there's no reason to, like, spam it. It kind of ruins it anyway. Oh, the switch stayed. Interesting. So the collectibles you have to get again, but didn't have to pull the switch again. Alright, this time I'm not going to wing it. I have to be super careful about this. Oh boy, after all this, all we're getting is just the first keystone. And also some orbs along the way, but aside from that, yeah, the main intention here was just the keystone. Okay, hopefully I have not missed anything. I don't see anything that I could have potentially missed. I saw some blue down there, but it's a flower. Alright, that's one section down. Into this section we go. I see a whole lot more wind in my future. Wind has to be very strong if you are able to see it. Hold on a sec. No. No, it does not appear to be anything inside it. Or behind it. So... okay, so far so good. I think that's basically it for the wind. There's a coin there. I knew there'd be something there! Can I climb over this? Kind of. Good. Because if I step in front of it, well, slide in front of it, that thing would almost certainly just blow me right off the cliff. Which would be bad. Don't want that to happen. Okay, now we're ready to take on this next part. So we got spikes. It might as well be a bottomless pit, but they wanted to make it a little bit more painful. And there's a checkpoint if we make it to the other end. I don't think this will be too difficult. Okay, need to cool my jets a little. Don't want to get too reckless as I climb around these. And... alright. And that thing shouldn't be too difficult to get to. Just in case, I'll use this as leverage. Okay, I need to slither a little bit ways away from that if I want to trigger it again. Alright, with that in mind, how are we doing on collectibles? Still 3 coins left. We found 1 coin in the first section, and 1 coin so far in this section. Really hoping I haven't missed anything of importance. Okay, that is a path I eventually want to take. But what about up? Again, kind of wish the camera would go behind the pillar so that I could get a view. Speaking of pillars, there's nothing inside this one, is there? No. Alright. Oh. I see that. Okay, I see where one of the coins is. And what does this do? It lifted those up. So if I pull this the other direction, will it bring it back down? Yeah, let's go ahead and take care of what's down there first. Up is the obvious goal here. This will take a couple of attempts. In hindsight, I probably should have landed on the checkpoint first. Now I'm going to have to also get that 1 orb again. Ah, well, at least it's along the way. Oh, I'm gone. Kinda think of it. Noodle is very much a toony snake, isn't he? I mean, never mind the cartoon look he's got going for him. But also, the fact that he doesn't have snake eyes. He's got relatively human eyes. He would be a whole lot less friendly looking if he had snake eyes. The slitted eyes, those would be kind of scary stuff. Okay, speaking of scary stuff, be careful here. Be careful here. Oh. I knew I should have retreated to the checkpoint after I got that first orb. And that was just sloppy. I wonder what slitted eyes would actually be like. Oops. That was mistimed. was not beneficial to land on the top of the pole. It's hard to wrap on something when you're on top of it. So, timing is super important here. Unfortunately, because of my predicament, it's hard to really get a hold of the camera because I'm busy doing other stuff. Okay, it looks like I actually do want to go for that thing now because I'm going to have to make a return trip anyway. Thankfully, the return trip looks like it'll be a little bit easier than the original trip. Can I make that jump? I'm gonna go for it. Yay! Well, hey, as long as I'm here. Oop. You know what? I'm gonna get the checkpoint first. It sounds like a plan to you, it sounds like a plan to me. Oh, but, pay attention to where the ledge is. Alright, now I don't have to go after that other stuff now. Now I can just worry about making my way over to the end. And also grab this. Alright. Now we're ready to move this. I wonder how they came up with Noodle's design. I mean, obviously he's based on the coral snake, as we've already discussed, but aside from that, how did they decide on a coral snake? Maybe just because it looks interesting. There's still 3 coins left. I know one of them's out there, and thankfully there's a checkpoint nearby, but where are the last 3? Other 2 besides that. Oh, I see one! I see one above the yellow keystone. So I know where 2 of the coins are, so... And I'm sure the 3rd one will not be terribly difficult to get. Alright, I feel better now. So, I'm just going to slither on across like so. This is definitely one of the more nerve-wracking platformers I played. Oh, that's a one-way trip. Oh, that is just evil. Now I'm definitely glad there's a checkpoint here. I'm a little curious what would happen if I tried wrapping myself around a stationary pole and a moving pole at the same time, but I'm not entirely sure how doable that is. And quite honestly, as precarious a situation as this is, I don't necessarily want to try. Yeah, I don't think it's really that doable. Oh wow, I actually have to make some effort to get that. Got it. Now to make my way back. It shouldn't be too hard, right? I almost ate my words. Eating my words would be interesting as a snake. They tend to swallow things whole. By the way, have you ever seen the inside of a snake's throat? Interesting stuff. There's this, like, tube in their mouth that you think is where the tongue comes from, but no, that's not where the tongue comes from. It's actually their air hole. The air hole appears to be separate from their throat. Gimme! Snake anatomy is just interesting. Oh, in regards to snake, the choice of snake, Lit says it was originally a rope or something, and when it fell, it reminded the dev of... Oh yeah, I remember that. They were fiddling with physics and that sort of thing, and it's like, hey, this is like a snake. And Lit also says in regards to the air hole thing, they gotta be able to breathe while swallowing things somehow. You know, I always wondered about that, and now I know how that works. Speaking of works, we're going to work our way into this end slate here because we're going to go ahead and take our next episode break. And when we come back, we're going to proceed onward to the other half of this level. I say other half because it looks kind of big. Might be the biggest half of this level of 3 parts. That's totally how fractions work.